I'm also a professor, but I'm not an art teacher. The frame I found in the street, then made into something that is not quite the frame, but maybe is part of the picture itself. I like to experiment with leaves. One of my signatures is leafy paintings. And this one, I think, has a meditative quality. Whatever I plan changes when I start working anyway. It turned out to be kind of a mandala because there's a sort of hypnotic, meditative quality about the center of it.
This particular painting is a plant called shrimp plant. As a gardener, it's a meditation to see the first bloomers emerge from sticks. And those first blooms are not even leaves, they're just flowers. Vibrant magenta color. I wanted to evoke that warmness to it.
Yes, so my name is Marisa. And I chose this one for a meditation, and look how inviting it is to sit down on this bench and stare out over the water. It will just help you get into that meditative state and contemplate your life or simply enjoy the beauty of nature. And it's such a good way to reset, release some stress and help your well-being.
My work looks at altered states of consciousness, having images of myself, multiple. I feel that when you meditate, you're kind of a little bit fractured because we're always trying to pursue tranquility under duress often. Accepting that variance and that fracturing is really something that can break out of that too, that pattern. What other patterns can we build when we go inside the mind? And it's an ongoing conversation that never ends. So that's why I wanted to convey it this way, as a deep steep. And we're constantly consumed by it, but also kind of accepting that we're going to be in pieces.
What I did was had to use myself as a model to find position, trace the rising up and going back over sort of the idea of the cycle of life. And there's a poem that goes with it. The dance of life. We each are planted in this place, a name, a gender, a face, a race, with rain or drought, with love without. Despite our soil, our spirit will sprout. Each life will offer steps to dance, the job, the friends, the true romance. Through it all, through joy and strife, we step in time to the dance of life.
And this cartoon deals with a series I did where I had the Grim Reaper in different provocative places and doing things that were un-Grim Reaper-like. Have the Grim Reaper floating in the air with his sickle, but putting flowers in it. So it's meditating. It's kind of like that life-death dance.
So my name is Jana. My artist name is Jean Ra. For they that wish to be tender, but find themselves ticked off, rattled, call to anger. Look upon a grouchy cat. Perhaps you'll find yourself a mirror and can sizzle away while smiling. I think it attempts to capture the very subtlety of self-awareness that can occur in very common everyday existence between rather extreme emotions in one's life.
One of the things I try and do is sort of experience and express this amazing, phenomenal world that we live in that's both wonderful and, horrible. Like we have beautiful sunsets and wonderful animals and flowers, and we have, tornadoes and other natural disasters. And it's part of, I suppose, the cycle of life. And in doing that, I'm also trying to express the sense of impermanence and change, which is sort of one of the basic tenets of Buddhism, actually. Nothing stays the same at all, ever.
Performance art, to dance.
Right.
I often think about how our minds wander and trying to go inward and how to quiet my mind and how I live between this world of chaos and tranquility. And it's quite amazing how I'm ever able to reach a state of tranquility and also what we think about and what manifests in our life. So for me, movement has always been a very large part of my life. And meditation comes to me from movement as well as being still. So that's why I chose to pick a yoga pose, a tree pose.
Right.